Chapter 6289. The moment Jacob agreed to go back, President Pei almost cried. He had waited for so long just for these words. As long as Jacob showed his willingness to go back, he would have passed this hurdle. As for whether he could be promoted in the future, he no longer dared to hope for it. Now he was very satisfied to be able to keep the position of the president of the Calligraphy and Painting Association safely. So, he excitedly shook Jacob's hand and said with emotion, "That's great, Jacob! After you come back, we two brothers will still fight side by side. Don't worry, I will find opportunities and ways to promote you little by little." Jacob had lost his basic trust in him, so he said indifferently, "Whether you will be promoted or not, let's not talk about it now." After that, Jacob deliberately pretended to be cool. So he pointed to the magnificent gate of Thompson behind him and sighed. "Well, in fact, it can be seen that with my family situation and my age, there is really no need for me to work hard. The reason why I went to work in the Calligraphy and Painting Association is because I like it. I will do this job if I am happy, and I will not do it if I am not happy. As for what position I will be in the future, it doesn't matter. No matter how high the position is, I may not be able to afford a house in Thompson." When Jacob said this, he was actually very insecure. Although the house in Thompson is indeed very expensive, he knows that this house was not bought by himself, but by his son-in-law who cheated others by doing their feng shui. People always say that people who live in Thompson are either rich or noble. But Jacob knows very well that his family is not really rich and noble. It was just by chance that he got here and became the owner. What he wants to do now is to establish his rich and noble personality in front of President Pei, so that he knows that he is not very interested in this job. President Pei does not know the true depth of Jacob. After hearing what he said, and thinking that he really lives in a big villa in Thompson, he believes 90% of what he said. Then he couldn't help but complain in his heart. Jacob lives in a villa worth 100 or 200 million yuan. How could he really take a job in the Calligraphy and Painting Association seriously? And I played tricks on him, DMN it. Thinking of this, he immediately said to Jacob, "Jacob, I understand what you mean. It's really unfair for someone like you to be in the Calligraphy and Painting Association. You can choose the Calligraphy and Painting Association, you must really love it. But with your conditions, why bother to accompany us old losers to throw dirt?" As he said, he sighed and said very seriously, "Jacob, don't worry, I will do my best to make you happy and cheerful in association in the future. And there will definitely be no more such TTY things." Jacob didn't expect that he would pretend to be so good. It seems that this Thompson status is indeed very convincing. So he said to President Pei, "President Pei, you have touched my heart this time. I went to the Calligraphy and Painting Association just for fun. Not for making money or for development, if I am happy. Let alone not making money, I am willing to pay money. If I am not happy, even if you give me double the salary, I will not consider it." "Yes, yes, yes." President Pei nodded repeatedly in agreement and said, "In fact, Jacob, I have seen it a long time ago. You came to the Calligraphy and Painting Association just for fun. With your family conditions, how could you possibly look down on the trivial things in the association?